Howdy do, buckaroos. It's 8 o'clock. Do you know where your beer whisperer is? Excuse me for scratching my nose. He's right here, man. I've been trying to do more live videos. I don't know why. Sometimes it's nice just to go off the cuff. I never script any of these. Some folks have prepared topics. I'm not knocking those that do come prepared. There's something to be said for that. There's something to be said for just, being right off the cuff. Having this Horny Goat Saison Song Goat Strawberry Saison, 6.5%. They don't list the IBUs. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's not, it's not making me want to pop a nut, but but it's not putrid either. I've got a new glass, another left-handed mug. See, because I have to hold it in my left hand. See, if I hold it in my right hand, so it's a left-handed mug. See, anyways, I found a couple that at some thrift stores. One's a Beck's glass that you could actually. I hold my right hand. It's a right-handed mug, so I'm joking. I have right-handed mugs and left-handed mugs. Anyways, I digress. Brick Street Brews. Brick Street Brews is an interesting little place up in downtown Rogers, Arkansas. It's a craft beer, basically a craft beer bar, but they do have wine as well. I'm not going to go so far as to call it upscale, but it's more up than down. Yeah, it's they're not, their prices are in line with craft beer bars, I'll say. They don't have a whole, well, I mean, they're not an 80 tap place. I think they have 16 taps, something like that. So they've got a nice selection. It's not, super big, not small either. They've got a nice selection, but I mean, they've kind of got all ends of the spectrum. You've got blondes and Hefeweizens on the other side. You've got they've got something oak. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff on there and everything in between. APAs, IPAs. They've got a nice selection. When I picked up this mug, actually they don't have these for their mug club. But because I am a glass collector, I sweet talked the owner out of it. But man, I really collect glasses. I know you don't sell these, but I'd really like to have one. That works for me a lot of the time. I did offer, having said that, I offered to pay for it. I said I would love to buy one of your glasses. I didn't ask for a free glass, but he gave it to me anyway because he was aware of, I was a fan of the beer and the place, and I've been in there a few times, and so sometimes it's good to make your presence. I'm actually getting more strawberry on this now that I've kind of let this sit for a little bit. It's kind of interesting to finish. Like most Horny Goat products, they never quite live up to the expectation for me. It's okay. I mean, I'm again, I don't find it putrid. It's not horrifying, man. I'm not scared by it. But it's not making me go, holy crap, you got to go get one. It's not making me dribble down my leg or anything like that. Anyways, I digress, man. Oh, excuse me. Man. Had some barbecue today. I found some barbecue. Dink's Barbecue in Bentonville, Arkansas. I don't know where they're at. It's probably a chain. It's the first time I've had them anyway. I don't know anything about them other than I had a hot leg sandwich that was pretty freaking good. I'll tell you what. Yeah, it was good. I love a hot lake. One thing I do like about the way they do theirs is I've been to places where they'll serve a, excuse me, my damn nose keeps itching. I've been to places so they'll serve a hot link in a hot dog, hot dog. I've been to places where they cut it in half and put it on a roll. This place actually slices the link. It's almost like a shaved link, and then they just kind of pile it on a nice hoagie roll. It's very good. It's a good quality hot link, and I know what I'm talking about. Their barbecue sauce is interesting. I actually used they have an original and a spicy. I think they have a mustard too, but I didn't try that. Um, they're all a little sweeter than I typically like, but I do like the spicy. But it starts out rather sweet and tangy, and then kind of finishes with some bold bite. But it's not, it's not spicy. I've had some spicy barbecues that come out, and bite one does not do that. But it was good. I just every once in a while, I was having one of those days today, man. I was kind of run down. I was getting beat up at work. I was having a right up until lunch, then I stopped and had that hot link, and then things got better. I had a good finish to the day. I would just get beat up left and right. Oh man, this is not a good day. Then I stopped and said, I'm going to take a break. So I stopped to take some lunch, and the day got better. Sometimes that works. Sometimes you got to stop and regroup. Left-handed mug, get it? No, I'm not serious. I'm making a joke. I get it. I can hold it with both hands. I've said that before. People get serious on me. I have to hold it with my left hand on camera so you can see the logo. But my wife recently found me some that I can hold with my right hand and see the logo. I joked I have some right hand in mine. Say, but this one I have to. Good thing I'm ambidextrous. I can get drunk with both my left hand and my right hand. I am talented, man. I tell you what, though, I was a wannabe musician way back when. And I wanted to play the keyboards, which is a really terrible idea because I just don't have the hands for it, man. I don't have the hands for it. But I wanted to. The spirit was willing, but so anyways, yeah, I had a couple great boards back in the day, man. I actually still have them, to be honest with you. I haven't played them for a long time, but I still have them. If I ever get my man cave set up, I'm gonna get them out again. But I have an old RMI electric piano, and you probably have to be at least 50 to know what an RMI electric piano is. And you may have to be the same age to know what the next one I'm going to say is. It's an old ARP string ensemble synthesizer. Almost everybody back in the day used one. Rick Wakeman used one. Oh gosh, old Elton John albums you can see. Actually, I think it was Rick Wakeman that played it on Madman Across the Water. And it has a very distinctive sound, the ARP string ensemble does, and it was the best of the time. Not so much now, but it did have a just very interesting sound, very distinct sound, I guess is the best way to put it. Anyways, I forgot where I was going with the story now. But, yeah, I kind of wanted to play, but I just didn't have the. I had to be good at. I don't remember where I was going with it. I am a right-handed guy, but for whatever reason, my left hand was always faster. So I would do faster bass runs. Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, I actually played more like rhythm piano. I didn't do a lot of I didn't really enjoy doing a lot of solos, to be honest with you. I played piano different. I played a lot of chords. I actually played the piano, or not piano, but my keyboards. I played my keyboards a lot like someone would play a rhythm guitar. I learned where all of my chords were. I knew how to hit the chords, but I didn't have the finger speed to really do runs. So I played a lot of rhythm keyboard. But, I enjoyed it. I learned a few things well. I mean, there's a few songs I learned how to play well, a few cover tunes, and a few of my original songs. I was kind of fancied myself a lyricist at the time, but I really wasn't. But I thought I was moody. I wrote a couple songs I really liked that I thought meant something, but hey, you're young. You're supposed to think a lot of yourself. Yeah, I look back and I think, how did I think that was that good? Although there were a couple songs that I wrote back then that I really think were that good, got to the right people. But who knows? They obviously weren't, or they would have gotten to the right people. But I think a lot of it is, there's a lot of great musicians out there. I think a lot of people forget that, and I'm not one of them. I'm not advocating for myself here with this speech, but there are a lot of great musicians that never get discovered. So the idea that it's only the people that are good to discover that, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, if you want to put the notion, well, he's making a lot of money, so how can he knock what he does? Well, I can knock what he does because it's simpletons are buying shit. There's a there's a lot of great musicians out there. There's a lot of folks out there that are barely making a living, if that are a whole lot more talented than what they're paying a lot of money for. And the sad truth is pop music is a lot like high school. It's just about being popular. It's not about being good or having any talent whatsoever. So let that irritate some folks. Usually I just piss off folks in the beer world. Now I'm going to piss off folks in the music world. No, I mean, I enjoyed playing. I mean, I was never very good, and I kind of knew that. But I was passionate. I had passion. I was like the boxer that had a lot of heart but no talent. You know what I mean? I was willing to be out there. I mean, I worked hard, but I knew I was only going to get so far. It was a wrong instrument for me. I've actually tried to play the bass since then, and I enjoy playing the bass. But it's the same thing. I don't have the hands for the bass. I enjoy it, and like I enjoyed playing a keyboard, but I just don't have the hand for it. And now my arthritis, and that was all the problem. Even in my 20s, in my mid-20s, when I was playing in clubs, if I played more than a couple hours at a time, my arms would swell up like nobody's business. And it got to where in my 30s that when I played, if I played more than 15 minutes at a time, I'd swell up. So. And now, I mean, now I've got arthritis and everything else. So there's no way, man. But I think that's the point that kind of gets lost amongst young folks like I at the time, is that it's not always about being famous. It shows like American Idol, and you see what a mockery it's made of the music industry. You see these. Kelly Clarkson has genuine talent. I'm not going to take that away from her. But they've crowned so many champions that are so marginal, that have been forgotten about because they've just created this scene where you just have this cookie cutter talent where everybody is basically the same. There's a few people a little bit this way, a little bit that way, but everybody's pretty much the same. It's kind of ruined the music business. Now, Kelly Clarkson was the very first. I'm not going to take a damn thing away from her. That chick's got some pipes. She's got great talent. And I'd like to think, even without American Idol, at some point, some intelligent talent scout was going to find her. That's the problem, is that now we've become this, American Idol kind of nation where everybody out there is just this cookie cutter star. Everybody basically looks the same. They sound the same. Could John get famous today? I mean, people have looked at Elton John over the last, I don't know, probably at least decades anyways, a pop star. But if you look at his early stuff, he was nothing like a pop star is today. I'm not talking about antics. I'm talking about sound. Listen to Man Across the Way, Pop. That is a rock and roll album. There is a lot going on there. He's got the best musicians in the world on there. I mean, lyrically, it's incredible. And you have Elton John. I mean, Elton John was a great piano player. He's got Rick Wakeman on there doing some stuff. I mean, I'm just saying, you got to pay attention. Pop today isn't, even if you look at Billy Joel, for instance, who's not been taken seriously over the last couple of decades too. So listen to his early stuff, and not just songs like Just the Way You Are. Listen to some stuff. Listen to Captain Jack. There is some very non-pop stuff going on there, But pop stars today are all the same. I mean, it's just cookie cutter nonsense. They all basically sound the same. You got there's some catchiness, but there's no substance whatsoever. Man, I just wish we could get to something like the '60s. Get to, even if it's just folk to start with, and then move up to psychedelia. But get to some frickin' substance. Now there ain't going on. There ain't nothing going on in any genre, in my opinion. Now, I'm an old white guy, so I'm not a fan of rap. And I'm not saying there's some rap artists with some talent, but I listen to so many songs, so many raps that are just exactly the frickin' same. And, we, we change the beat slightly. We do this guy talks this way, this guy talks this way. But, I mean, they're basically songs telling you how wonderful they are and how many women they've popped. But there's no frickin' substance. I would love to hear, and I'm not just slamming rap, I'm slamming all genres at the moment. I'm not hearing, I'm listening to very few new music that has any substance to it whatsoever. Now, is it the fault of the artist, or is it the fault of the is it the fault of the record companies? I think everybody's to blame. Record companies suck. They're not right people. I mean, I actually started listening to contemporary blues. Or I listened my whole life, but I really focused on it over the last couple of decades because it felt to me that that's where the substance was. That's where the talent was. Even if you listen to a lot of the older guys that still consider contemporary blues, like Jimmy Thackeray, who's actually been around since the '80s, I mean, he's been doing some great stuff for a long damn time. The late great Bill Perry, I had the pleasure of seeing him live twice before he passed away, and he was a young guy when he passed away. Bill Perry was arguably the best blues rock guitarist in the business at the time when he passed away. This guy was amazing, but live he was just, I mean, he was electric. I mean, he just lit the stage on fire, and not just with his playing, but in between songs. He didn't talk after every song, but every once in a while he'd stop in between songs and he'd tell you a quick story, and everybody would just go, oh. And, that's what a real musician is, man. And sometimes it's a guy like Bill Perry that's relegated to playing clubs or smaller arenas, because the mainstream won't put him on the fucking radio. There's a regional artist I'm a huge fan of named Scott Keaton. Scott Keaton's not a young guy anymore. When I first saw him, he was. I think it was 98 or 99. I think it was 99 because I just got back to town when Seamus was a baby. But I first saw him then, and I followed him up to the early 2000s. I've got a photograph when Seamus was about 4, I guess, with him. I think, no, actually, Seamus was probably about 3, anyways. But, Scott's one of these guys. He's an amazing guitar player. Doesn't consider what he does blues. He considers some rock and roll, not rock as is now rock and roll as it was back in the 50s to the early 60s. I mean, he is, or what we would call now roots rock or Americana rock. Scott has a great distinctive voice. I mean, when you've heard him once, you know what he sounds like. His guitar playing is phenomenal, second to none. But he can't get any commercial airplay to save his ass, so he went back to become a regional musician. I mean, it's just ridiculous that I guess my larger point is, if you want to tell me, well, people that have talent make money, well, I'm telling you, you're fucking wrong. You can have no talent and make a lot of money because America is living proof of that. Donald Trump is running for president. Do I need to say any more? But if we're talking just about the music business, there's a whole lot of folks out there, marginal talent, but have been marketed brilliantly that are making a lot of money. So there's a lot of musicians out there that aren't making all the money. I guess now I remember my original point. I keep getting off, man. I watch American Idol, and it showed the wrong kind of people, in my opinion. There were a few folks that deserved to be there. But if you really love to sing, or you really love to act, or you really love to do whatever, it doesn't matter if you get rich or famous at it. You want to keep doing it. Whether you're a lounge singer, whether you sing on a cruise ship, whether you do whatever. If you know, there's a lot of great people that never get discovered. So if you really love to sing, so I always got irritated when they interview these folks and they say, I want to be a star. Well, you know, being a musician isn't about being a star. Being necessarily a great actor or actress isn't necessarily about being a star. If you really love what you do, you will do it at whatever level you can do it at. And I guess that was my greater. It took me a long time to get there, but I finally got there. Hey, there we go. I'm going to end this video on that note because I finally found my purpose. Stealing a line from the church. Anyway, I'm Tom the Bear Whisperer. Thanks for hanging with me. I'm going to work on what's left of this beer with Dr.